If I had a dollar for every time someone who reached out to our team said that they were interested in Alpharetta, well, I could buy a house there. Just kidding, not really. And that's one of the biggest issues with this great town. The prices are killer. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski. I own a team here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area with my business partner, Ashley Lazarian. And if you are considering relocating to North Georgia, odds are you have considered Alpharetta as one of your desired destinations. So my team, we get calls every single week from clients who are looking to relocate to the area, and they often mention this great town, and for good reason. Alpharetta is located in the northern Fulton County. It's only about 26 miles north of downtown Atlanta. So this makes it the perfect town for people who want to live in the suburbs while needing to commute into the city for work. And recently, niche.com named Alpharetta as the #1 place to live in Georgia. And back in the day, all the way back in 2009, Forbes magazine named it the best place in America to move to. So one of the huge selling points is that Alpharetta has very highly rated schools. For example, Alpharetta High School, it was ranked the #3 best public high school in the state of Georgia on niche.com. And it has a 9 out of 10 rating on great schools. So since Alpharetta has some of the state's top rated schools, and because there are so many of them, well, pretty much anywhere you end up, you're going to be in a neighborhood with a highly rated school system. Now, of course, if you have children, you're going to want them to be in a great school system. So this has massive appeal for families with kids. And because of these highly rated schools, well, that comes with a pretty hefty price tag when it comes to your home purchase. If schools are not of your concern because you are an empty nester, or you simply just don't have kids, or you have a baby and you're probably going to move by the time that they're in school, well, this would be a good reason to consider not moving to Alpharetta. It's expensive, and why pay that premium if you don't have to? Personally, when I think of Alpharetta, I think of all the great shopping and food that they have there. There is an awesome outdoor shopping center called Avalon. You also have Halcyon, and at the Avalon, you're gonna find high-end stores there like Chanel, Tesla, Peloton, Lululemon, and all the luxury brands and everything that you would want. Now, they also have some of the best restaurants and food that you'll ever eat. My favorite is South City Kitchen that is there. You also have restaurants like The Cape in District 3. The list goes on. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I always talk about Target. They have a fantastic Target in this town. I mean, that just makes it a very, very great town on my list. Ladies, you'll know what I mean when I say that it has a good Target. Alpharetta is blessed with a good Target. You also have really great, parks and outdoor attractions, which seals the deal for a many reason of why families want to be here. Put that with an easy commute to the city, great schools, and great shopping. Why wouldn't you want to live here, right? Well, like any great town that comes with all of that, the shopping comes with traffic. There is no quick jaunt around town to get from A to B. However, you can find a lot of great locally owned restaurants and fast food chains at your fingertips within a relatively short drive. So that is something to consider, is that you're going to have traffic living in Alpharetta. So you're going to pay a premium for the schools and the location. Obviously, price is a drawback, and let's talk about the competition that buyers are facing in Alpharetta and one of the reasons why you may not want to consider Alpharetta. So let me give you a great example of what my team and I experienced last week. My business partner, Ashley, had a client that was in town, and they reached out and they wanted to make an offer on this great listing in Alpharetta. And when I say great listing, the price was great. It was priced at $475,000. The kicker, though, is that this house had an offer deadline of 5 p.m. that day that the clients wanted to see it. It was already 3:30. So she gave the agent a call to find out, hey, we are running on a tight deadline, clearly. We want to go see this house. Can you give me any indication of, if we get there and don't get the offer to you till 5:15, are you even going to accept this offer or even consider looking at it? The seller's agent, of course, was very polite and said, well, I'm just going to be honest with you. We already have 36 offers on this property. 36, y'all. That is insane. Here are the pictures of the house. As you can see, this home needed a lot of updates, and they still had 36 offers. You've got wallpaper in just about every room that needs to be changed. You have flooring that's really old. These are all updates that most people would want to make to this house, and yet you're still competing with 36 other people that want to buy this house. This is the competition that my buyers were facing, and this is the competition that I'm referring to. The agent also said that there was over 300 showings logs in the past 3 days that it had been listed. Super crazy nuts. That is the demand in Alpharetta, and that is the competition that you can expect to face. Obviously, we've talked about it. Alpharetta is such a desirable town to be in, and everyone and their mom wanted this house because it was listed at $475,000, which was almost $100,000 lower than the median sales price in Alpharetta. We were able to get out of the agent that of those 36 offers that they had received, there were many of them that exceeded over $100,000 over the asking price. Just insane. Sometimes some of these stats and information that we learn in this market just continues to blow our mind. Not only are you competing with all of those other offers, you're gonna have to go well above asking price in most scenarios. Now, not all. Obviously, that's our job, is to help get that information for you, guide you into making the very best possible offer that you can given the situation. But these sellers in this scenario were able to pick from several offers that had no contingencies, they waived the appraisals, and they were cash buyers. Many of them that were just alike, $100,000 over asking. Our team has some great strategies for you of getting an offer accepted. We'll give you a really great strategy session prior to house hunting so that we can make sure that you're prepared. And in fact, we have an entire video that you can watch here. But in this case, for these buyers, in order to compete, they had to have a lot of extra cash in the bank to get the job done. And sometimes that might be the competition that you're facing in Alpharetta. And really, it might not just be worth it. You might need to force yourself to look in other areas where there's less competition and you're not having to go so far over asking price to get an offer accepted. Our team will do our best to help you in this crazy competitive market, but to be 100% truthful, this town is not the right place for many families simply because of the cost to live there. As I mentioned, the median home price is nearly $575,000. So you're going to be hard pressed to find anything if you're looking under 500. And if you are, you've got to be ready to fight like crazy to seal that deal, go over asking, and have money in the bank to make that happen. So in towns like these where competition is so tough, because who wouldn't want to live there, you can't be looking at homes that sit right at the top of your price range. You have to account for the fact that you may need to go over to cover that appraisal gap or go over asking price. And you can't do that if you're trying to buy a home that's already at the tippy top of your budget. So obviously, depending upon your budget, that's going to probably rule out Alpharetta. Another reason Alpharetta may not be the town for you is property taxes. So you're going to pay a premium in Alpharetta when it comes to property taxes compared to neighboring counties. Most of Alpharetta residents reside in Fulton County, and that's typically higher than that of the neighboring county of Forsyth. So a lot of clients choose to live in Forsyth County because of the lower property taxes and because you can get a bit more for your money when it comes to housing in Forsyth County. We've discussed some of the reasons Alpharetta may not be for you, and of course, for many of the same reasons, Alpharetta could be the perfect place for you and your family. And fortunately for you, we have, great information on Alpharetta, so make sure that you check out this video. And if you're looking for alternatives, well, you have to check out Cumming, which sits just up the road, as we say here in Georgia. So what do you think? Do the benefits justify the cost for Alpharetta? Let me know in the comments below.